present here to do a very interesting experiment on displacement reaction. So, have you ever wondered what is displacement reaction? Yes, it is a reaction in which more reactive element displaces less reactive element. So, the things required for our experiment are copper sulfate powder, which is sky blue in color, and these iron nails. We will perform this experiment together.
So, the materials required for this experiment are iron powder, copper sulfate powder, 250 ml beaker, and iron nails.
Principle: iron is more reactive than copper. As such, iron will displace copper from copper sulfate solution. Thus, if we take iron in the form of nails and add them into copper sulfate solution, what will happen? We will observe a thin layer of reddish brown colored substance. What is it? It's copper. So the reaction of the following experiment is as follows. Fe, which is iron, when reacts with CuSO4, copper sulfate solution, what will happen? Fe will displace Cu, copper, because it's more reactive than copper, and will react itself and will react with SO4, which is sulfate, to form FeSO4, which is iron sulfate. And what will happen to the copper? You will see the layer of the copper on these iron nails. So we know that the color of the CuSO4 is sky blue in color, as shown here, and the color of FeSO4 after the reaction will be pale green. How is it? As we see that before the reaction, the color from sky blue changed to pale green. It is the best example of displacement reaction.
So, let's do this experiment. This is 250 ml beaker and we will pour 100 ml water in it. As you can see, this is copper sulfate powder. If we will mix this copper sulfate powder to water, it will form copper sulfate solution. So let's mix it. So let's stir it first. As you can see that the solution is turned to blue color. Now if we will add some iron nails to it, the iron will replace copper from the copper sulfate solution and make a bond with sulfate. So let's add some iron nails to it. To speed up the reaction, we can also add some iron powder to it. Now, don't disturb the solution and take it as it is. Now, you will see there is a layer of copper on the iron nails, as copper makes the bond with sulfate and distract copper from the copper sulfate solution. Now, let's wait for the experiment to be done. As you can see that the solution is slowly turned to green color, and you can also see there is a reddish brown layer of copper on iron nails, as iron makes a bond with sulfate and copper left over on the iron nails.
Inference: iron nails, which are green color when placed in copper sulfate solution, displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. In this experiment, iron nails are covered with a thin layer of reddish brown colored copper, and the solution changes from sky blue color to light green color, and this is a displacement reaction.
So we have seen when an iron nails are dipped into copper sulfate solution, the blue color of copper sulfate solution turns slowly into a green color of iron sulfate solution, and the red coating of copper gets deposited on the iron nails.
Precautions: iron nails should be new. Clean the iron nails with sandpaper to make it rust free. Dip the iron nails completely into the solution. After the experiment is done, don't disturb the iron nails covered with copper. That was all from us. Thank you.
Red